Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place if you're an ambitious person who wants to take charge of your life, you want to make great income, you want to make great impact and live a fulfilling life. And today we're talking about finding jobs that offer sponsorship in the UK. I believe that what I'll share is applicable to most countries where you would normally go seeking a job that offers sponsorship. So don't limit yourself to the UK, but I'm using UK as an example because that's where I'm at, and I'll be able to give tangible examples that will help you. For a professional who is looking for international opportunities, finding a job that offers visa sponsorship is very essential. Unfortunately, most jobs do not explicitly say whether they offer sponsorship or not. And that was my experience when I was looking for my own visa sponsoring job, because I would be in interviews, I would do well, they would say, oh, we want to start working with you, till I mentioned that I needed sponsorship, and then they would just shrink away. You don't want to put your energy and time into a job that is not going to give you what you want. If they're not looking for sponsorship, you want to know. If there is a potential for sponsorship, you want to know. But since most jobs won't explicitly say it, it's up to you to protect your energy, to protect your focus, to protect your time by really doing the research and getting a process in place that allows you to streamline companies that you're targeting so that you get the best chance of getting your visa sponsorship. I did a video in the past, which I'll share in the description, that highlighted typical companies that offer visa sponsorship. And this one is going to add on to that by not just looking at the typical companies, but showing you also how you can position yourself correctly to be able to attract these companies and then also drill down to target them specifically. Let's get a few things out of the way. If you're looking for international opportunities and you're going to use this process I'm going to share to target companies, then you have to do a few things that give you a great chance of success. Number one is skills positioning. Skills positioning should not be ignored. This is where you don't just limit yourself to looking for jobs that you have worked in the past. As an accountant, it's easy for me to just come into a new environment or to look into a new job market and think, I want to be an accountant, I want to be a finance manager, I want to be an assistant accountant, just things that are within my traditional spectrum of roles. But if you're moving to a new job market, you must do some research. Do not limit your opportunities to just what you understand and what you have done in the past. Carrying your skills, understanding the expertise that you have developed over time allows you then to position yourself to say, okay, I could work as an accountant if that opportunity arises, but I could also work as a financial analyst, a credit analyst, a product manager. I could also work as data analyst. Yeah, that is me just as an accountant. How do I do that? That is where skills positioning comes in. I look at my skills. What skills have I built over time? What expertise have I built over time? What are the achievements I have had? What areas am I an expert in? You don't have to enter into a new job market and start at the bottom. You don't have to limit yourself to what you have always known. So skills positioning allows you to say, okay, I can work in these other non-traditional roles. I can do this job because of the skills that I've acquired. As an accountant, I am analytical. Therefore, I can also be a product manager. Therefore, I can be an investment analyst, which might not be something I've done in the past. But because of the expertise I've had in the past, then it allows me to go into this role, to sell myself and position myself correctly and be able to attain this role and be a preferred candidate in the interviews. To be honest, skills positioning is very key, not only when you're looking for international roles, even in your specific countries, the area you're in right now. If you just highlight your skills, you can be able to exponentially grow in your career because you don't only focus on the normal trajectory, but you're able to use your customized experience and position yourself to be CEO, CFO, COO, whatever roles that you desire just by looking at what you have done in the past. You limit yourself when you just think in terms of your history, or in terms of your title, in terms of your qualification. There's so much that is transferable. If you're successful in analyzing financial data, you're most likely going to be successful in analyzing, let's say, product data. You know, there's so many things that your skills can be translated to. If only you position yourself and communicate effectively to the people who are looking to hire in these specific areas. Then what you should also do is make sure your CV is up to date. If you have done your skills positioning very well, then you will know what kind of things you want to highlight in your CV. What kind of skills are valuable in the job market you're targeting, what kind of experience and achievements you have done that really need to be spotlighted. You want to know this and make sure your CV is reflecting it effectively and clearly. Keep your CV simple and clear so that it sells you effectively without adding so much detail that is unnecessary. You also want your LinkedIn to be up to date. You also want to have your CV uploaded on various job boards. This is just your visibility. You want to be present. And if your CV is reflecting those skills that are essential, you find that you'll be attracting recruiters. Your CV will be popping up on timelines for the right people. You gain visibility to the right people, and that's what you want. So make sure all these things are in place as you start targeting these companies for sponsorship. So what happens is when you put your CV on a job board, somebody will see it there and they'll run to LinkedIn to see what you're about. On LinkedIn, if they find that there is nothing you have posted about you, they will lose interest. Well, if they find something and it is aligned to what they're looking for, you have positioned yourself correctly, highlighting the right skills and experiences, then they will reach out to you. This is why you find some people are just getting these job offers in their inboxes, and you wonder, why do they get job offers and I get none? It's because their CVs are posted in the right places, they're visible, and also online on LinkedIn and other platforms, they're speaking the language of the people who are looking for them. You don't want to be far removed. You don't want to be like just speaking for the sake of speaking, or just adding things, jobs you have worked, skills you have acquired, awards you have participated in that have no relevance towards what you're looking for. So clean up your CV, clean up your LinkedIn, have that updated CV and put it across relevant job boards, places like Indeed, Glassdoor, Monster, and so many others that will sell you to the right people. And if you're in a specific industry like IT, education, nursing, or healthcare in general, you'll find that there are some specific job boards that you need to be present in with your good CV. That will be helpful in increasing your visibility and chances of you attracting the right people who are looking for you and also offer sponsorship. Generally speaking, companies that do offer sponsorship are typically multinationals, companies like Unilever, AstraZeneca. Then you have companies that are global consulting firms like PwC, Deloitte, McKinsey and Company. Then you have these financial institutions like Barclays, HSBC, JP Morgan. Then you have tech companies like Meta, Microsoft, IBM. Then you also have international development organizations like UNICEF, FAO, and World Vision. So you want to have a list of such companies that apply to you, that are looking for people with the skills that you have already highlighted that you have. So these are the typical companies, but you don't want to limit yourself to such. What you want to do is to look at their competitors. So most of these companies have 10 or 5 or 4 competitors that you can highlight. And then you see your skills, you see your expertise, and where it's in demand in these companies. You can do this by going to their website and seeing the jobs that they have open. Then you see the different roles, and you will not just look at titles. Please look at the skills. Look at the kind of jobs they're looking for. So they say credit analyst. You're an accountant. You have never done anything in credit. Go there and see if it is something you can do, if your skills apply to it. Now, when you have gone through this process, you should have a list of maybe 5 to 6 companies that you know for sure are looking for people who have your skills, and they are also multinational companies or big companies that usually have the ability to sponsor. Now, the key part of this process is now going to the government site. On this government site, you'll see a list of sponsoring companies, registered sponsors. Now, if the companies that you have highlighted and have seen, let's say the 6 companies that you have seen that are looking for people with your skills are not on this register of sponsors, let them go. Chances are they won't sponsor you if they're already not sponsoring. Most companies are not going to start sponsoring because they have you, though it might happen. But what usually happens is they already have a register, they already sponsor others, and if they have a vacancy and they deem it fit, they might then find it easy to sponsor you as well. So you go to the government website. For example, in the UK, that's gov.uk. You can just Google registered UK sponsors, and then it will take you to a page. And on this page, you'll find a PDF, which is downloadable. Download it. After you download it, filter. Then you start to see the companies. You can check the companies that you have listed. And on this list, you'll find other companies that you didn't even list that might interest you. So you want to check them out as well. Do they have vacancies that you're interested in? Do they have an appetite for people with your skill set? Are there some jobs that they have open that you could do? So this sponsorship list is very essential. It will help you streamline your job hunt. Now, after you do this process, then you should have your clean 5 top choices. Now you're going to go all in these companies. You're going to go on their company websites and you're going to start specifically choosing the kind of jobs that you want. Don't be too wide in your search where you're choosing like 7 jobs that they have. No, just choose like 3. Okay, they should be related. And then you can group these jobs that you have identified. So you can say, okay, these ones are the analytical side of me. This is the IT side of me. This is the typical traditional accounting side of me. And I like to say accounting because I am an accountant. So that's the experience that I have. It just becomes easy for me to relate. But you can do this in any field. An engineer, if you're a teacher, if you're in healthcare, if you're an architect, whatever you are, you can do the same thing. So you have highlighted your skills and then you see which jobs match your skills and put them in boxes, right? So let's say you have 3 boxes, the analytical side of you, the traditional accounting side of you, and then this administrative side of you. Okay, so those are the experiences you have. Administrative could be you have led teams, you have managed tasks, and then the analytical part of you could be the typical work that you do day to day, and the traditional could just be things that are technically applicable to your role. And then what you're going to do is have your CV customized for these 3 brackets. It won't be too much change because it's all applying to you. And you're not going to become a different person. It's just that you're going to highlight different things. If you're applying for analytical roles, you're going to highlight your analytical skills and you're going to explain your experiences from the analytical lens. If you're going to apply for the administrative role, you're going to highlight your administrative skills. Right? So don't do too many categories because you don't want to exhaust yourself. You can even do 2, but I just want you to have 2 different CVs or 3 different CVs that just highlight different things, that just speak the different language, so that then you can go all in these companies. You apply for these 3 categories in these companies, and after you apply to this role, please don't just leave it there. Let's go to LinkedIn and find people who work in these companies. You can find the recruiting manager, you can find the manager of the team you're applying to, and just write a small note. A sample note will be simple. Hi team, I've seen that you're working in this department and you are recruiting for this. I'm very interested in this role and I believe I can add value because of my experience in 1, 2, 3. I look forward to having an opportunity to chat with you about my suitability. Regards, you continue. So that allows you to not just apply and vanish. It allows you to apply, make a connection. They might respond, they might not. But if your application is on point and you make this extra effort on LinkedIn to connect to this person, then it stands out. Another thing you can do is after you've applied, you try to connect with people within that company. You reach out and try to network. Ask people and say, I see you work here. I've seen an opportunity there. Have you had an experience in that team? Can you share anything? Just light conversations, trying to probe and see. Some people come forth and respond, others won't, but you just want to connect with people who are in the company that you're in. Most likely you'll find somebody who responds and will be able to help you, give you a few tips. And other companies have referral programs. Referral programs allow employees to refer someone they think will be suited for a role. That helps us track you into the shortlisting. So just make these conversations, ask the right questions. Don't be too heavy and just bump into people's inboxes heavily with proposals and their whole CV and saying, I want a job. No, you're trying to make conversations and you want to see their LinkedIn, see how they interact and use a few things they've posted. Oh, I liked your post on this. Oh, I see that you're happy in your role. Congratulations on your award. I saw that. I'm also interested in working for your company. Would you mind just sharing a few tips? Because I saw a vacancy in this department. Do you have a referral program? Just light conversation, but that is concise, but also very targeted. You don't want to go round and round and just say, hi, I hope you're doing well. No. Okay, keep it professional, keep it direct, and keep it polite. Does it sound like a lot of work? For me, it used to sound like a lot of effort because what I've been used to is just applying and moving on. You just apply and hope for the best. But you're looking for international opportunities. You're looking to elevate yourself. You're looking for more than the ordinary. If that's what you're looking for, you have to do more than the ordinary. Don't expect the lion's share when you're working as an ant. You really have to be diligent. You really have to be bold. You really have to step up your game. And that is challenging, I understand. But this is why we pray. This is why we invest in our relationship with God. The Bible says the righteous are as bold as lions. That means you step up, you look forward, and you attack. You don't back down for nothing. And if you're ready for your next level, you really have to step up your game. The prayers you pray, the fasting you do, the reading of the Bible is not just so you feel comforted and hugged in the spirit and you feel safe. It's so that you can feel strong. You can understand who you are and the God who's backing you, and you can go forth and then confidently take a chance. Confidently take a chance on somebody who might say, don't bother me in my inbox, who might ignore you. You won't lose your heart because you know that I'm in a process, okay? If somebody turns you down, somebody refuses to help you, you move on and do something else, right? So you need to be bold. You need to have your prayer game on point. Even in this whole process, if you see, there's a lot of judgment that is going in. You're looking at a list of sponsors and you don't know which one will sponsor you, and you're streamlining, targeting companies that might have no connection to you whatsoever. They don't even know you. That's why you need the favor of God on your life. And that comes by walking with God personally. That comes by prayer. That comes by fasting. That comes by reading the word. And this is why for me, I can't separate the two. I can't say, okay, just work hard, because I know people work hard and see no results. I know people try their best and they'll tell you, I've tried, I've done everything I can. There's nothing that's coming out. It's because there is no God leading. There's no direction from the King of Kings. So that's what you want. When you do all these processes, don't take God out of it. One of the tips that I share is when you're doing this process, when you're starting your job hunt, when you're starting your skills positioning, when you're trying to fix your CV, take a few moments, 15 minutes, just worship the Lord. Read Proverbs 16 verse 3, which says, entrust your plans to the Lord and he'll make them succeed. Read that. And then say, God, I'm here because you've said that if I entrust my plans to you, make them succeed. I want to go international. I want an opportunity, not at the bottom. I want to elevate, Lord Almighty. I don't know how to do it. I don't know where to start. And the opportunities are too many. I don't know which companies to zoom in on. I don't know which ones are my skills, which I want to capitalize on. Would you help me? And God is good. He says in his word, if you lack wisdom, ask him and he'll give you generously and do not hold back. You want that wisdom. And you need to engage God for that wisdom. This is why faith is practical. Faith is not something you do on a Sunday and move on. Faith is what you carry in this process. You put it forefront. And then you'll find a leading in your spirit. If you are really walking with God and seeking God, you'll find that when you are applying, you'll be moved and you'll be leaning towards some things and leaning away from some things. You'll find that other people will respond to you, others will ignore you. And do not take it personal because you know that God is leading you appropriately. You're not looking for 50 opportunities, you're looking for one. And so God will direct you to that one. That means many others can say no, others can ignore you, but all you want is one. So your faith game has to be on point. Please, as you work on this process, keep your faith alive, the Bible game alive, and God will help you. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, do leave me a comment. I would like to hear what you learned from it. If you have any questions, drop them there as well. I love to answer them. And also, I love to connect with you via social media. So check me out across all social media platforms. My name is Mavis Thandiso Ganjaza. And also like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue to grow powerhouses that fear God and are making impact in their careers and achieving great things for God's glory. Right? So I will see you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.